Okay. Remove. Okay. What's sound coming out of? Oh, the iPad.
Oh, yeah, we need to
Yeah, we gotta put a little.
headphones.
Ah.
Well, I guess we don't have to put...
Here.
Oh.
Oh, wait, our thing! Put our thing up! Banner. Where's it? Get rid of this! Oh, we're up. That's wonderful. Wait. Do the full... Wait, did you plug this in? Can someone make this screen bigger? You know, so that you don't miss... No? Okay, I'll... Yes! But leave us on! Elliot! Oh! Are we using... Can you hear us? Let me just make sure. You got 3 minutes. You got...
Oh,
Do you hear?
I hear... I don't hear... I don't know.
Well, here, let me scooch.
I hear water.
Here, take this off.
Can you get... Do you need me to get up? I can
No,
get
no,
up.
no,
Oh.
no.
Okay, well, I could...
Yeah, no, it's fine. Stay there.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. I did, yes. But you know what? I think these headphones have a voice thing.
You're not echoing.
I'm not.
No.
Because...
But I was gonna say these headphones have a microphone on it, so I didn't know if it's
Oh!
so that could be
Well, you're
why,
not echoing
even though we
anymore.
have the headphones on there.
Well, you're not echoing back
Oh,
there.
okay.
But let me check. How much do we have? 2 minutes. 2 minutes after the 20 minutes that we said. Oh, we were gonna do this. I even told Isaac, I was like, hey Isaac, there's time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not echoing now.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think we are.
Oh, okay. I
Well,
can
we are.
literally. I can literally just.
Did
No,
let
I
me get
can't.
up.
Okay, I thought I would save you a step.
Go. Can you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing okay, but you know what? We're sitting in places, and we got a minute, and it's only
Minute and 30 seconds.
half hour after I told Isaac. Yeah, no, for sure we're starting it. Let me just yell at more people while the thing is on. Hey. Okay. All right. Well, I guess just bring us on when the time comes. This is scary. Oh. Everyone has a story. Everyone, has a dream. Oh, hi, Gabby. We don't know why you're not on our show. It's like nobody called you.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Well, everybody wants to know what's happening. Everybody wants to know the story.
What story?
Our story, because everyone has
Well,
one.
tune in to what to watch. And
As it goes on.
that's right. Everyone does have a story.
Everyone has a story, man.
Everyone has a journey.
Okay. Great. The dog's in here, being obnoxious. That's fine. And everybody can hear. I can hear. You can hear. And we've got
Okay.
12 seconds. That's good. That's good, right? Invite a guest. It's just 1 second.
Oh.
Hello. And welcome to the brand new What to Watch. I think everybody can hear us. Your browser has lost connect. That's not us though. That's the screen share. That's the screen share. Okay, I'm ready to start the show. Now that it's our time, I'm ready to begin the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's.
All right.
I don't know what we were waiting for.
I think we were waiting on Shayla. I
Oh
think.
God, yeah. And then Isaac was like, I was
Yeah.
like, Isaac, let's start at 7, and then he just never like. I don't know. It's all we were ready. We definitely weren't in tears before we hit the live button. And I don't know why this is so like you see it like. It's the feeling. I'm sorry. I'm a little, we're here and we can hear. And
I believe
can hear.
everyone out there can hear.
And this dog needs to get out because he's throwing a fit. Can you open the door? Can we bring Shayla and then just open
I got
the
it.
door?
I got it.
Hi, Shayla.
Hello. Hi.
The dog came in and he said no. And now
I
he's
get
thinking
that.
about it.
Haven't
He's
we
like,
all been
"No."
that dog?
And there he goes. He's coming to see you. We
can't
can't
wait.
wait to start the show. You
Me
can
too.
hear us.
Yes, I can.
We can hear you.
Excellent.
Baby steps. That's wonderful. And then poor Rob's coming. I've put Rob through it, and here we are. So Shayla, I'm
Yes,
gonna
ma'am.
leave it up to Rob though, because that's his thing.
Yeah, Shayla, see anything good lately?
I did. I watched a movie called Venom, starring Tom Hardy, the gorgeous, who is gorgeous, and the also gorgeous Riz Ahmed, Michelle Williams. It came out in 2018. It's a Marvel movie about the character Venom and how Tom Hardy's character, whose character name I cannot remember, becomes Venom. He plays like a rogue investigator, TV personality who winds up interviewing Riz Ahmed's character, who's kind of like Elon Musk, sort of like an evil genius, even though he operates under the guise of being a benevolent scientist. And an alien symbiote, as they call it, takes over Tom Hardy's body, and he spends the movie fighting evil, understanding what his new powers mean, and wondering what his place is in the world.
Interesting. So
I'm wondering what my place
is that a see it or a skip it?
It's a see it because it's fun. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's entertaining and there's really beautiful people in it.
Yes,
So.
good. Great. Real
Are you
quick,
done?
Shayla, real quick, Jared Leto.
Oh yes.
Jared Leto.
You have an inside scoop
Yeah, a little
on.
mini tidbit story
Yes.
on Jared.
Please
Leto.
let our viewers know.
Discuss.
I just thought it would be really important for our viewers to know that when the pandemic began, when the world went into lockdown, especially in the city, or I'm sorry, not in the city, in the country, Jared Leto was on a 12-day retreat of silence. So he was completely cut off from the world. He had no phone, he had no email, nothing. And he was just living his best cult leader life as he does.
I wish I had 12 days of silence. I
Me
can't even
too.
do it for a minute.
Me either. That would be so nice. So he came back to California after his self-imposed exile, and decided to tweet to the world that he had no idea that millions of people were suffering and struggling and losing their jobs. And he thought it was important for us to know that he was busy being Jared Leto.
Wait, what's going on in the world, actually? What is that?
I
I
mean,
don't know. Babe Shayla, maybe next week you could let us know about that.
I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Thank you. And then we also have Isaac on the show this evening.
Who I did tell.
Shayla,
Hello,
we'll see you in a little
Bye,
bit. Thank you.
Shayla. Isaac was like, what time? And I was like, 7 o'clock, Isaac. I swear to God. So, and then he fucked it up.
Isaac, see anything good lately?
And we can hear you. You can hear us. At least.
Yes.
We established that. Okay, let him
but
talk.
I'm so excited.
Let
I'm so
him talk.
sorry,
Let him
Isaac.
talk.
Yes.
Okay, just a little sidebar before I get into what I saw. Yay! No, seriously though. I just found out that one of my favorite actresses just no, wait, this is serious. One of my one of my favorite actresses just died.
Oh shit.
Cicely Tyson.
Oh no.
Yes, Cicely Tyson. She just died. So for you, so a lot of people who don't know her body of work, I do encourage you just to Google her and look her up. She's been around for years. She's a strong African American actress. Yes, that's right. Founder, yes. She lived to be 96, so she lived a full, voluptuous life. But rest in peace, Cicely Tyson. The world just inherited another angel. So yes, okay. But okay, back to what you asked me. I did see something good. Like I saw this movie on Netflix called Otherhood. It had Angela Bassett, Patricia Arquette,
Ooh.
and Felicity Huffman
Ooh.
was in it. It was really good. It's really about mothers dealing with the fact that their sons forgot about Mother's Day and basically have moved to New York City and have forgot all about them. So the main plot of the movie is they all get in this car, basically go visit their sons in New York City and basically get bombarded their life. And all this kooky funny stuff starts to happen. But it is a must
show was
see.
that like a kooky, funny disaster? Like it's just a kooky,
Maybe
funny
just a
little,
disaster.
a kooky little.
But
funny
not tonight.
thing.
So far, so good. Or
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of this has gone very well.
well, yes.
Well, Isaac,
So
no,
I
that's
guess
a
that sounds like
shame.
a see it.
Yeah, it was really cute. So I do recommend seeing it. Plus, I love Angela Bassett. Like she does no wrong in my eyes.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're a fan of Angela Bassett, I do recommend going to see that
She's one of
movie
your-
because it was really
Is she
good.
a good actress?
You've never seen anything with Angela Bassett?
That's what he did.
Wait, that was my Kansas accent coming out a little too strong. That was so accidental.
Now I'm looking. You look very fresh faced. Is this a new look for you?
No, I got one of those ring lights that you remember when you sent me through the messenger, the like ring light that you sent me.
It's like a
So
ring.
it's really. But shut up! You know what I'm talking about,
No, I do. You
Melissa.
look very handsome.
And then I shaved my beard off because it was getting itchy. So you know. So normally I always have a beard, but
No,
I
I got
shaved
a
it
ring
off.
light. And then I shaved.
Why don't-
Make sure the order is perfect. Well, as a little, I know that we're getting. Thank you so much, Isaac. At least normally we'd be getting to you at about 7:45, so baby steps. I know that we're starting this. I would love to, hope this. We're going to try something else because we've been working on it, and time will tell.
Yes. Before we get to the first review,
yes.
just like to announce we'll be having a fun little trivia game coming up in a week or two.
Just
We'll
much
set
fun.
the date. Don't worry, it's gonna be soon.
Yeah, we'll set the date just like how we start.
Look for it on our Facebook page to help us determine top fan of the month.
Yes.
And we'll have the top fan of the month from January, Gabby, on soon.
And I believe that we did promise her we'd at least see her in March.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
February, or going to
Yeah,
be February.
we're fine.
So,
We're on time.
wow.
And then there she is.
Like-
She's like, "Hi, I'm actually I really care." And then we're like, "Yeah, we care too."
Yes.
We'll get there.
So if you would like to be participate in the trivia game, just message us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram as well.
and
You
we're
could,
also on this little. Where's that little ditty?
message
Where's
us
our little
on there.
Gmail?
Or you could email us at what to watch with Rob and Melissa at gmail.com.
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's down there.
Yeah.
So it's a little trivia game. We'll set a deadline of get your shit in by what, Monday? And then we maybe see Gabby, and if she's busy, we'll work around her because we've put her through enough pain. But we do want to acknowledge Gabby, top fan of the month.
Yes, we do. Because remember that she did a great job with that.
She did,
Anne
Annie Hathaway. Annie
I'm
Hathaway.
sorry.
Anything else
I'm
but.
gonna get us shut down again. Sorry, Annie Hathaway. So yes, I had to make sure I get that right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look
Cross
at
our
the
fingers and hope.
first movie, shall
Yeah,
we?
well,
Okay.
because we were late, I gotta do a couple things. So you get it going.
Okay.
'Cause it's,
Well, as you probably may or may not know, you probably don't know because you might have missed the last couple episodes, which is okay because you're not alone.
I
with
think
that.
everybody missed
But
it.
the theme of January was the best and worst of 2020. I picked a few films that I felt were the best of 2020, as well as some that I thought were the worst of 2020. So we'll start with which one that I thought was one of the best.
One of the best.
Yes,
The other one's
if
a
not
secret.
the best in my opinion. But again, I haven't seen all the films of 2020 yet. In a normal year, I probably would have, but there was something called
Life.
that and a pandemic that
Yeah, but Jared
made it
Leto
hard
didn't
to.
know. You just should have let
Well,
it roll
you know
off your butt.
what?
You should have taken a quiet time and just
Yeah,
reflected
perhaps I should
for
have.
12
but
days in a
I'll know for
desert.
the next time a pandemic happens. Thanks, Jared.
We
and
want to
Melissa.
say, Shecky's saying hello. We just want to acknowledge
Yes.
that before we get shut
all right,
down.
so let's yes.
and
so,
then running
yes.
early. Yes, we are. You
Yeah,
know,
very- wow.
normally we would
I'm
still
glad
be trying to
somebody
get
noticed.
going.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging
Yeah.
and trying.
So there might be some people, running, thinking that we're going to be a little later, but they'll hop on.
Are you still hearing? Yeah.
I'm hearing everything.
Oh,
yeah.
wonderful.
Okay, so shall we roll those clips or?
If we don't see you after this, we know we did.
Well,
wrong.
if you just whatever you do, don't.
Oh,
leave.
yes.
Because then you won't be able to get back on.
Yeah.
But as long as you're
don't
on,
look out. And then I'll.
you're good. You'll be
yeah.
able to see the rest of the episode.
You're fine.
Yeah. So don't
Just
go
don't
anywhere.
have a life. Don't refresh.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing.
Don't
You're-
do anything. Just
hang
sit
out with
there.
us.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. There we go. Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Oh.
Wait! Don't bring
Wait,
that
oh my
up.
goodness.
That's not what we want.
Oh.
That's fine. We just did a little whoopsie woo up here.
We? I'm just kidding. Yes, yes.
Oh, don't hang up. Yeah, please stay with us.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't do anything to that.
Don't touch that button.
No.
Well, all right. I think we're here. Oh no, none of this is. Oh shit.
Well, no, that looks
Well,
like.
it's not. You're not even gonna hear it, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta hold on.
Oh.
We'll just do my prep
so
now.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, we're
Like again, we're still waiting for more people to hop on
yeah.
and watch.
There's only
because we
6 of
started
you,
early.
and we're normally used to 400.
Yes, we did start early tonight, so this will give people a little chance
A little chance to catch up.
catch up before we get shut
And then
down.
I'll just.
Which won't happen. I have
It'll
a
give you
feeling.
more time to log in and. Oh. That's
Yes.
sad. Like this movie. And then, hold on, we're almost, let me just get set up. And, oh, is that what we do? I didn't realize that that's all we had to do. Oh, well, if that's the case.
Well, gee.
Yeah, I'll just hit it. I'll just hit the button. And then, when the button happens, just. Boop. Well, we can just.
Can we
Yeah.
bypass that? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I just
there.
did. Or we could just hit the play button.
Oh,
Everybody's dropping. They're like, God damn it, we thought you were going to
have
be
your
somebody.
shit together.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then you could just bring this up, Janet. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Well, bring it up now. No, not now, Janet. Do you see that it's a disaster? Okay, now. Now.
Oh, all right. So first up is Sound of Metal, which is currently on Amazon Prime. Yes. So the film stars
there's
Riz
no-
Ahmed as well. I think you turned this volume deliberately.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Carry on.
So,
We're sorry.
yes, stars Riz Ahmed as Ruben, a drummer and one half of a metal duo with his singer girlfriend. While they are traveling cross country performing at gigs, Ruben begins to suddenly lose hearing. He goes to a doctor who performs some hearing tests, and it is determined that Ruben's hearing is rapidly deteriorating. In this, as you'll see in this clip, I don't know if you'll hear, but that's okay.
Oh, yes.
Because we can describe the scene.
Well, no, there it goes.
Okay,
And
okay.
then just cycle us through because we want to make sure that this is Amazon.
Yeah, so this is
Amazon.
Amazon Prime supplied us with
There we go.
this
And then just
clip.
Watch
we want
us
to make
watching
that
it.
clear.
Yeah, and I
yeah,
think
you can
this
pop
is
us
solid
up
because
yes.
we want to make sure that we did not
Yes.
make this movie.
No, we did not make
I
it.
would love to
We had
take
nothing
credit.
to do with the making of this film.
Here's some noise.
Oh yes. Okay, so the doctor's letting him know.
Yeah, he's saying you can't hear shit.
You can't hear anything.
Or even
And
hours.
eventually-
It's
Let's
going
be.
to continue.
Yeah, I don't want to ever do it full
That you
screen.
have
Yeah.
lost.
Only
not
we're just very
coming back.
scared. So anyway, he's still
Yes.
saying you can't hear,
Yes.
and I'm saying, but I can this week.
Yes. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're still
No,
good.
don't do the clip full screen. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we're just trying not to get
Yeah,
shut down.
shut
guys.
down.
We would love you to hear the whole clip, but you could hear
Yeah.
it, the whole
You
movie
can
when you
hear
go
it
to
when you watch it on Amazon.
On Amazon Prime. So
Yeah.
being a recovering drug addict and fearing that his sobriety may be at stake, Ruben sees about joining a rural sober living community for death addicts run by a recovering alcoholic played by Joe Rassi, named Joe, who lost his hearing in the Vietnam War. And so that's what's going on in this
Yeah.
little scene.
Yeah, he's like, I can't hear either, and he's like,
Yeah.
that sucks.
And he's just reading reading the words because he doesn't know sign language yet.
Oh, don't ever do the movie full screen. I
Yeah,
don't know if we
okay.
can.
Okay, well, we didn't get shut down yet. Perfect.
This is our review show. Don't show the movie.
No, yeah.
Don't show the movie that we're in. Okay, so he's thinking.
He's thinking, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's the line
This
that
is
you
what's
like.
swimmingly. We're
Well, since
still
she
here.
liked that line, you probably didn't hear it, but when you watch the movie, you'll hear it.
What was that like? You can tell us now.
I forget. I don't want to. Well, if they hear me say it. Then
Oh,
they think-
yeah, that's true. Okay, we'll have to watch it.
So Ruben decides it's in his best interest to stay, which means having to leave his girlfriend behind, played by Olivia Cook, as seen in this clip here.
Yeah, and she's like,
Yes, and I know Melissa really had some problems with her eyebrows.
can we show that? Not full screen, because Amazon will.
Well, we'll help. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, it's eyebrow.
Away from me.
Eyebrow.
Yeah.
Just a poor choice.
You're in for me.
Well,
For anybody. I've done some
Well,
bad
she's
hair
supposed to be
choices
like a heavy metal singer.
with old lady
so
eyebrows. Well, I'm
maybe
supposed
that's
to
just
be-
sort of like.
I'm supposed to be a boss ass bitch. You don't see my eyebrows.
Well, that's two different things. Okay,
That's what
okay.
it was. Somehow we're
Now
here.
she's leaving.
getting
She's
in.
getting the car. That was us.
that was us saying,
you know,
what
what
was
clip
this?
is
Was this
done?
Netflix or Amazon?
This was Amazon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just wait a second.
No,
Oh,
keep
here
going
we
because
go.
he's got us.
Okay, so since Ruben is having difficulty adjusting, Joe tasks him with writing endlessly and sitting peacefully in an effort to help Ruben be comfortable with the silence. Because he's going deaf or is deaf.
No, nobody got that from
Yeah, I don't know if you got that.
you, but
already,
at least we're
but-
still up. That's the thing that
Yeah.
counts.
Oh wow. Yes, and we
still-
got 5 watchers out there watching.
All I wanted to
Yeah.
do
Perfect.
was just
Yeah. So.
This.
Yeah.
sit.
And they're like, this is wonderful. Your review made me want to watch this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All
he
I
can't
ask
hear
is
still.
if and when you cannot
That's what's
just
happening.
sit
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Just so you know.
He can't hear.
pen and
Yes,
paper
he
that
can,
I'm
and he's really. It's really hard for him
I
to
want you
adjust to not hearing.
Just get over it.
right.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, when
Doesn't matter what
I-
you
that
have,
is-
how
and
you
it's
write,
gone.
whether it's spelled
Hearing
correctly.
insights, that would be my top
Or
one.
if
I
it's
would
just
be
a big
very sad to lose
Yes.
that.
So,
Mess.
but
I don't care.
yes.
No one will read
No,
it.
nobody
Okay?
cares. Okay.
And my sister
But I
does
want you
something
to
like
keep,
this.
like,
She's the one who.
Oh, IP relay.
Without stopping until you
Sort
feel like
of.
you
Oh,
can.
I used to make crank calls on that when I was a kid. I feel
She's
bad
the one
now.
who hates you.
Well, no, I haven't done like probably 15 years ago.
Is
I
your
did.
refrigerator running? You wouldn't know. You can't hear it.
Anyway, which I feel terrible about that now. That I was just, don't make crank calls on
No.
IP relay. It's bad because it's, you're hogging up the line for people who need it, basically.
To hear that. It's
So
coming.
to help Ruben learn American Sign Language, he volunteers. Oh, okay. Well, the clip is about to
It's
go. I'll
going.
keep talking. He volunteers at a school for deaf children and begins to have a positive impact on the students. Like in this scene, you're gonna see.
Oh, wait, we won't see it because I
soon.
muted it.
Oh. Well, even
Oh,
if you.
wait, no, it's coming. It's coming. This is what a great show. We're doing
Okay.
well. We're swimmingly today.
Oh, did it
No,
go?
it'll like.
Okay.
He still can't hear, and then we gotta jump ahead.
Oh.
So where he's still not. Yeah. See.
Okay.
just
Oh,
gotta
I see.
skip
Right.
ahead.
Yes.
But we said what we had to say, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
so
just
we're
about.
just waiting.
I might refresh people's memory on what
that
this
he still can't hear, and this is by Amazon.
Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty much. Okay. Oh,
We're doing very
yeah,
well.
we are doing very well. So yes, as you'll see in this clip coming up, after this little scene, which he's making friends, which is good. It's always good to make friends.
This was the scene.
This is the scene we were
Wonderful.
looking for.
This is
Good.
great.
So he's
We're
volunteering at a school for deaf children, and he has begins to have a positive impact on the students, where he, like in this clip here, where he gives them lessons on basic drumming.
On how to beat a bucket.
Yes, well, you gotta start somewhere. Well,
Actually, I really love this movie, so I don't know why I'm talking shit. Probably because I'm
I
cranky
don't know
and sad.
why you are either, to
I'm
be
sorry.
honest.
Let's listen to the beating of the drums that
Yes.
probably won't line up. But they can't hear anyway. Here's the experience.
Well, that's not the point,
Oh yeah, I muted this clip.
Oh, okay. Well, they're just banging on
It
drums.
sounds like this.
Banging on buckets.
Boom boom. I will do the dubbing actually.
Okay. You're doing a terrible job at
But
the dubbing. Yes.
here's my chapstick.
Oh, that's the better.
Nobody would know. Shh, you don't know.
Well, don't sync it up too good, because they'll shut us down.
Because it sounds great.
Yeah. So,
Okay, great.
and they're
And they're
that's them
Wonderful.
cheering.
I think we fucking made it, right?
Yes,
That's another
we
clip?
made it through the movie. Yeah.
What?
Wow.
We're still up.
We're still up, guys. First
Wonderful.
episode this month, this year.
First 2021
So far.
episode. This is very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get us big. Oh, great.
Oh,
This
yes.
is wonderful.
Mm.
Well, we're here, and I'm feeling better because this was a big part of my stress. So now that I can relax, and actually, you start going, and I'm just gonna.
Do you need a hand? Where are you? Oh.
Well, it's tilted.
Oh.
And I want to make sure we look professional.
Oh.
Now it's tilted bless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here-
Thank you so
did
much.
I want you to sit on
Yeah, I don't want to sit on that.
that.
No, it
Yeah.
would hurt me. Okay. Well, we're here. Thank God, man. Wow.
Mm.
What a wonderful. Jeff Bezos will fine you for full screen. Yeah, that's what we.
Well, yeah, that's.
I
well,
look forward to
he
getting
can't
that in the
fine
mail.
us, from what we understand, but he could try to shut us down. But you know what? Guess what? We're still up, so take that, Jeff.
You all look so close, which means we're still up on the YouTube.
Oh wow!
Wow,
We're still up
our
on YouTube.
Our ban on YouTube has been, and
Our ban on,
I
yeah.
like your dress, very pretty. Thank you. I actually I took like 20 minutes to get ready instead of my usual 5. And it felt great up until the 5 minutes of shit show that, we're glad this show is here.
Mhm.
And that's, on that note, Rob.
Yes. Oh, so
So
Sound Like
sorry.
Metal. Yes, I thought this. Yes, this was definitely, I would say, so far my favorite film of 2020. I just thought it was a great story. It was, I think it's a story. I think anybody could relate to it, even if you're like not a musician. I think everybody has that passion out there. That if one day it was suddenly just taken away from you, how would you sort of move on in life? And and I think seeing this character's journey, I think you definitely feel a lot of empathy. I think I think it's a story that most people could definitely relate to. I just have to say too, I thought the performance by Riz Ahmed was definitely one of the best performances of 2020. I would almost say like he would be like my pick to win like the Academy Award for this
and
year
he's pretty,
for it.
too.
And the thing I really liked about it, it was just sort of the low key choices he made in the performance instead of the broad emotional ones. Because sometimes I feel like that could be easier, like. I think sometimes, it's like the quieter moments in a performance that could really be the strongest and make the most impact. And, people just screaming and smashing stuff. Like, you'll see in the next movie we're going to be looking at. But no, like with this, I just, I think there's some power in quiet moments in film. And I think, that's where I feel like most of the quiet moments in his performance were just amazing. Also, too, I just want to say the sound design of the film is great. It really tries to put you sort of like in his mindset of how he's hearing things, which is interesting. And it's almost, too, I feel like it's a shame like this movie, like that I I wasn't, and I'm sure a lot of people weren't able to see it in theaters because there was a very cinematic quality to the sound design, you know, being in like the dark theater and no distractions and like really feeling what he's sort of feeling as far as the sound goes. And so like I would definitely recommend if you're going to watch this movie at home, like try to have no distractions. I would say like turn off your cell phone, turn off the lights. If you have headphones, use them because I think it'll definitely have a bigger impact watching it that way. But yeah, definitely great film. Yes, you
You seem a lot more happier about that review than the prom.
Whoa, well, yeah.
It was the best one. I have to admit I watched both movies yesterday and they're both, you know, a little bit long. So I did start to do that thing where you tune out for a little bit, like you check your phone or you go up and get some. Oh, that is the movie. I was like, is that me? That's how I normally look at my house, but less put together.
That was like how you looked sitting on the couch watching the movie.
But it was I was disappointed in myself that I let myself get distracted. I definitely wanted to give it more time because I could tell that that is one of the things I have started putting my phone away for movies. I've started to try to focus and not get distracted because I do that. But there was a beautiful scene. I never write notes. I just go off of what Rob says now because I don't have my life together. But that scene with can we see that table scene again where they're all sitting at the dinner table? This was actually one of my favorite scenes because, like you said, how they were switching between what he's hearing, what's actually being heard. You have this underwater dinner, sort of, where nobody can really hear anything. It's just this probably like our opening fucking sound effects for what to watch. But then they do an outtake of what it's really sounding like. So they're all hitting the table to get attention. They're all, you know, just to keep focus. Who's talking to who? It was all visual. And as he's sitting there in silence, you're just seeing these actions of people, and then you took that look away where you heard them, you know, knocking, pointing, you know, very loud, very expressive. And again, too, relating is hard because you can't say relating because I've never lost my hearing, thank God. And there was a lot of empathy in his story, and when you said less is more, the subtleness, the eyes, he was very good at acting with his face.
Yeah.
If that's a technical term. But it was beautiful, and it was that moment of the stubbornness, because everybody that I've known, or a lot of people that I know, question my choices. And it's one of those things where I can recognize I'm stubborn. Somebody says don't do it, like, hey, that might not be a good idea, and I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want. And that was kind of this story. Let's try this community, let's be a part of this community. And he starts to kind of get involved in this community, but he starts to wonder what's important. The music's important. Let's get back out there, let's play, let's continue my old life without necessarily accepting the fact that you lost it without getting a chance to say goodbye, I think. And when you realize for yourself, I don't know how much to give away. I don't want to give anything away. Thank God we're still up. That's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very surprising. But it was that moment where it's like, okay, what is it that I want? And then that stages of grief, like there's denial, there's anger, there's bargaining, you know, all of those stages. And he's like, this is going to be fine. I'm going to get it back. I'm going to get it back. It's only temporary, and my life's going to go back to normal. And he continues that way. And I think that was the most beautiful part of this, because kind of exclude him from what he was accomplishing, and I couldn't blame him. It was one of those things where everybody said, don't do it, don't make these choices, and he did. But what I want to, it got him to the point of accepting himself and understanding himself, where he's like, oh shit, like maybe they were right, or maybe I should have gone a different way about this. but now you know, and that's crushing. That's crushing because it's like, I told you so. But as you go more and more and more, you're always going to wonder when you're 50 years old, you're going to be like, oh shit, what would have happened if I got this? I mean, it was a very, I don't know. It was a beautiful movie, very expressive. The relationship between the two love interests really seemed real to me. It didn't seem like a placeholder. And then this teacher, it was a beautiful show. And I think that you wrote some notes. Was this a real, did they use actors with hearing disabilities in this movie? Did you have?
I believe so. I'm not sure about some of the main actors. Like, I'm pretty sure all the actors that were living in the sober house and everything are,
And it takes something, this isn't something
actors
that
and
I've ever
everything.
been a part of, and it takes you, and it brings you inside this world. It makes you a part of this world. It makes you understand what he's going through. It was heartbreaking. And who do we want to see first?
Let's see what Isaac has
because
to say.
we told him 7 and it's 8
Yes,
now.
let's give him a chance to...
Let's give him a chance to shine.
Isaac, Sound of Metal.
Oh, he liked it. Next!
Yes, I really love this movie. I have nothing negative to say about it. This movie was very powerful because it showed the great lengths that we all would go through to just get our passion and be able to do it again. Like, it made me start thinking about my own life, like the things that I'm passionate about, like going to the gym and working out, acting and performing. What if I was told that I couldn't do those things again anymore? How would I respond to that?
Nobody's acting or performing now.
I know, and I know.
So it is a relatable story. I mean,
So it's so relatable for it's so relatable for anybody. Like, and I don't think you had to be have a physical handicap to relate to this movie, because everybody has things they're passionate about, and what is it going to be like when you can't do those things anymore? And you would try by any means necessary to be able to do it again. And so I really appreciated the film, and I really appreciated the subtleness of the acting in it. He was really good in this movie. It wasn't a lot of overacting. It could have been over the top, but it wasn't. I have nothing negative to say about this movie. I relate, I felt for him. I can relate to it. It was really, really good.
For a moment, I thought you said fell for him, and I think the women of What to Watch are feeling the same way.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I felt for his character.
Oh, diction. There we go. Now I know what you
There we go. I felt for his character. Through his good performance, he made me feel for his character.
I would dye my eyebrows any color to.
See, and then you were complaining about what's her name dyeing them.
Yeah, and then I realized, oh shit, like if that.
And I will say, without giving too much away, that I really did like the ending. The ending was very, very, very beautiful, because you saw the struggle.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But no, I was just saying, like, you saw the struggle when he first lost his hearing. You saw the struggle the whole time about what he thought he should do versus what other people thought he should do. And when he made a specific decision, I'm not going to say what that decision was, but he made a specific decision in regards to his hearing, and he thought it was going to help him get back to his old life, but as we see, things didn't quite work out the way he wanted it to. And it's also about acceptance and accepting yourself. And when life gives you bullshit, you either can deny it, or you can just learn to deal with the bullshit and learn to grow and evolve with the changes that has happened.
I'm so sorry. This is just looking like a maternity outfit.
Yeah.
Let me just.
So, Isaac, was there anything else you'd like to say before we go to Shayla?
No, this was a must-see.
Oh, okay, great.
Exactly.
All right, now let's hear what Shayla has to say.
Hi,
Shayla, are you still with us?
Shayla.
Hello.
Oh, there she is.
She decided to stay.
Naturally, I have to talk about Riz because, first of all, I did fall for him.
There
So,
we go.
you were right. I felt for him, but I also fell for him. Like, have you seen his face? Have you seen his body?
I know, did you see the clips we did? Probably not. They were.
I mean, you didn't hear them.
But at least we're still here.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we still
Isn't that
have
all
three
that
people
matters?
Yeah,
watching.
you can
So
just watch it.
yeah, it's yeah.
But
super-
yeah, I think all three of you guys, hi Isaac, all three of you have said things that I completely agree with. The underwater quality of the sound design was amazing. How you're both brought into his world, like put into Riz Ahmed's character's body and then brought back out into the world as we, the audience, would hear it, which was really fascinating. And I found myself getting anxious because I felt like I was experiencing his grief, his confusion, like you said, the stages of grief. But then also being an outsider, trying to root for him to be comfortable with this new way of being, like his new way of life. He's deaf now. Like, what does that mean for him? His acting was phenomenal. I was reading an article today in the New York Times. It was an interview with him. He did 2 hours of sign language a day, 2 hours of drumming a day, 2 hours of just like physical training to stay in shape, and then he spent the rest of the day with his acting coach. And it just focused on the intensity of his performance and how he was so concerned about embodying this character. And the director actually didn't let him see dailies at the end of every day because Riz Ahmed's process is so intense. And he said as an actor, it made him, not being able to see the dailies, made him have to just give himself over through exhaustion, through fear, just give himself over to being in the moment. And I think
I feel like I should know that term, and then I feel stupid. The dailies.
It's all the
Yeah.
tapes they took throughout the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes,
We all
they're
learned
the
something.
dailies.
there you go. But yeah, I think it really did lead him to a really honest and present place. And yeah, it could have been really over the top. It could have been really extreme when he's frustrated, when he's screaming because he can't hear and he's angry. It could have been a really showy, flashy moment, but I looked at him and I was like, oh my gosh, like who among us hasn't been alone in their apartment or alone in their room and like shrieked because they were angry, shrieked because they were afraid, and like he did it in a way that was so intimate and personal and honest. I feel like that's a really rare quality to get from a character dealing with addiction, staying sober, being in a completely new environment. Like his life is, he's like being born again. It was just a really intense personal performance, and yeah, it was some of the best acting I've ever seen. I loved it. And also, one more thing. I thought it was a really important thing that like he's a British actor with South Asian heritage, and like that wasn't the focus of the film in the sense that like this could be played by anybody, and we need more of that. It wasn't like, oh, like let's look at this brown guy's adventure. No, it was like, look at this man struggling with his new life. Like, I want more of that. I want to see more of everyone living these real life experiences. It was really nice to see him as the star.
Well, I know. Where did he start? Because I saw him from Girls.
I remember seeing him in Nightcrawler. That was the first movie.
Oh,
He was amazing in that.
Nightcrawler is epic.
yeah.
And then he did The Night Up on HBO, which was some of the most. I was telling Elliot earlier that I found myself praying to God for fictional characters twice. Once was during Breaking Bad, and once was during The Night Up. I was like, I know this character isn't real, but help him, Jesus! Like, he needs you. He's an incredible actor. I love him.
We could get his contact info for you, Shales.
That would be really nice. I
Perhaps
think.
we can get him on the show. I'm sure.
Let's do it. Riz, just call me. You know where to find me.
Email us down there.
Yeah,
Either
what-
Pentel? Do you hate us, Riz, for what we've done to your movie?
Yes.
Want to file a
Do you-
complaint?
You can do it live.
Yeah, you can watch us.
On a
I'd love to
Thursday.
watch. Yeah, I'm sure you would love to. I think your reputation would soar if you came on our show.
Yeah, I think it would
Naturally.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's,
thank you,
I mean,
Shayla.
thank you,
Did you
Shayla.
have anything else you'd like to say before we move on?
Just on the note of Cecily Tyson, I'm
Oh, yes.
devastated to hear about her passing.
Yeah.
She and I actually are members of the same church, so I've seen her in person a lot. I've heard her speak. She did the show The Gin Game on Broadway a couple years ago with James Earl Jones, and I got to go to a talk back personally with her and some other church members after that. She was just a really powerful presence on stage and on screen, in person, and I'm really sad to hear that she's not here.
And for me though, like I get it. I don't want to put anybody like, But what a beautiful life well lived.
Yes.
I mean, to be
Yes.
that age, to touch, and that's what I want from my life. I mean, I guess I'm planning my death already.
Please don't do
Because
that.
What I want from life, though, is like that memory to have people reach out, to have you say what a you know, like a beautiful memory I had. Like I think that's how you keep going, because you're always going to have those memories. You're always going to tell the memories. I know Rob's met a lot of celebrities, you know, and I know somebody else recently passed.
Cloris
it was,
Leachman.
Cloris Leachman yesterday, yes. And she was 94. But
Those,
what
those
an
are pretty
incredible
good
life.
age, those. You know,
You
I don't know
know,
if I
like-
would want to be much.
And
older than
the
that.
interesting thing about both of them, they were literally working pretty much up until the moment they passed away. I mean, like they both had
Yeah.
things come out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so that's actually pretty incredible if you think
Right.
about that too. I mean,
I think that would be a good. I mean, not a good. It's never good, but like, it's what a celebration. I
Yeah.
think rather
yeah,
than
exactly, yeah. No, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like, well, we didn't know them personally, but
Right.
at the same time, it's like we still have their art to
Well, and
appreciate.
Shayla had a personal
know.
connection.
Well, Shayla had a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shayla, you did have a
Right,
personal
right,
connection, But I mean, like most people, I mean, I don't think it's a little sad, but at the same time, it's like, well, their art is still available to us and
Yeah.
everybody.
Just like these
And that's
episodes
like
of What to Watch will always be.
it's like, you know,
Always
as
be
long as we don't
available.
get shut down, you'll still have episodes of What
You'll
to
still
Watch
have us
for
crying.
years to
yeah.
come.
We do have Michael. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much to still be here. The night of was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was.
He's very handsome too. Is he talking about
Riz,
Michael, or is he talking
Riz
about?
Ahmed?
There's going to be some
I don't know,
complications.
'cause
In the night of, and there's some conflicting, people there. We'll see what happens. Well, they need to be on our show. We'll
Oh.
figure out what happened then.
yes.
Well, this is great. We're an hour, but we're still trucking along.
Yes, we are.
exciting.
So we'll see you guys again for the
Yeah.
next review.
Yeah.
So
And
for
there's
any
a
of
chance
the
we might get
yes,
blocked.
yes, there are just realize to the 3 people watching,
Don't log out.
don't log out. If any of the 3 people watching just joined us,
Yeah.
just a reminder again, we're gonna have a trivia game coming
I keep
up
forgetting
in the coming
this.
weeks.
And we'll see Gabby.
Yes, and you'll get to see Gabby.
Call us, Gabby, or
So,
write us. Follow up on your own.
Again, if you want to, be in the trivia game,
If you want to be a part of something fabulous.
sort of a game show
Game
trivia.
show.
Yes, movie trivia.
And then if you win that trivia, you
you
can
are
be our
top
other top
fan.
fan.
Yes.
That will see you in whenever we feel like
Top fan of whatever month it happens to fall
be.
in. Yeah, so.
it. 2022. There's
yeah.
a lot of time.
Yes, so just.
Oh, good.
email it.
We did have this before we get started. It's okay. Dennis is free to look. Look, don't touch. That is the rule. That's good. That is a very healthy. No touching. No touching. Oh.
Aw.
Touch it. Oh, no touching.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. So we have our next movie.
You know, and if you are here, don't log out because there's a chance.
Yes, again, don't log out. We haven't gotten. Oh, 2 more people joined us.
Oh yeah, don't
so
log out.
Don't log out. Whatever you do, stay with us. If you want to see the end of this
Yeah,
episode.
and I think that this was the fun. There's so many of these that who knows,
Yes.
who knows which one it is.
Yeah. Oh.
But we're getting closer, man. We're getting all right. So, Janet, you did a beautiful job of
just
not
beautiful.
letting anybody see most of it, which is how we intend.
Yeah. We'll kind of explain the scene to you
As there
guys.
have, but she did such a wonderful job. So
Do the same.
yeah, just fucking.
What you did, yeah.
If we get kicked off, it's your fault.
Just know that.
Here you go.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, pop that up,
oh,
please.
shoot.
There it. Oh shit.
Okay. So no, keep going. So next up, I'll try to read this a little slower than I do.
Oh, but it's going.
Okay, is Hillbilly Elegy, based on the 2016 memoir of the same name by J.D. Vance. It's currently available because Netflix, because guess what? They distributed the movie,
Netflix did, yes.
not us. In the film, while JD is preparing for interviews for a summer internship while studying law at Yale, he gets a phone call from his sister that their mother, played by Amy Adams, is being hospitalized for a heroin overdose. JD drives overnight to his hometown in Ohio to check on her, and this clip.
Now, what did we say? We said it's all about a bad bag of heroin, right?
Yes.
Like, we just wish
You just got to be more careful.
you get what you pay for.
So, and, in this scene, she talks about she doesn't have
Oh,
insurance.
yeah, no, we can actually, yeah, here you go.
Okay, and that's kind of like an ongoing theme in some of these movies, like we saw in The Secret, Dare to Dream. Katie Holmes let her insurance lapse. Amy Adams let her health insurance lapse. And now that's that. Okay, so JD attempts to help his mom get her life back on track by checking her into a drug rehabilitation center, but she seems to refuse any treatment as we see her walk out that door and light a cigarette.
Okay, well, she didn't have the heroin.
Well, that's good.
This is actually somebody's life, though. This is...
Yeah, it is somebody's life, but at the same time, it isn't. Because they kind of,
Oh, that's true. You have a lot to say.
so.
All she ever did was bail
Mm.
you out.
Okay, so, we
Yeah.
still didn't get shut down, that's good.
We're still here. And
We
she's
got
still
the
pissed.
Netflix that, yes.
We're still here.
So they're yelling at each other. She's still smoking that cigarette that looks smooth
front of
as
it,
fuck.
yes.
Okay, there we go. And next scene.
Oh.
So throughout the film, JD reflects on his youth and the often emotional and sometimes physical abusive relationship he had with his mother, as we'll see in this clip. So this is the younger JD, as
It's
he's
not the same one.
in this flashback.
Yeah.
That he's like
He's supposed to be the older guy we
reflecting
saw
on his
stealing heroin from his
younger
mother.
years. Yes.
Is this a...
Oh, could we?
Oh.
We could turn the volume up a tad. I
yeah.
think to let people get a little.
Yeah, to let people know the gist.
The gist, overall gist of the. So he made her mad. So whatever's about to happen is his fault.
Yeah, it's his fault.
'Cause he should have pissed her
Yeah,
off.
don't piss people off.
I mean, she's giving you a
I
free
didn't
ride
have
to
my heroin
somewhere.
bag this morning. I sacrificed
Well, she
that.
wasn't a heroin addict yet in this
Oh.
part, right? I don't remember. I mean, I watched it.
Oh
1.5
boy, yeah,
times.
he had it coming. Keep your mouth shut. Children are meant to be seen,
Yeah.
not heard.
A simple thank you for their lift
Yeah,
with.
thank you for driving me home, Mom.
Yeah, next time you can get an Uber. How about that?
Yeah, take care of yourself.
If you don't like the way she drives.
What are you doing?
Hey.
I'm driving here.
Okay. So JD also reflects on the relationship he had with his grandmother, played by Glenn Close, as you see in this scene here.
And we're still trucking along.
We still are. I still haven't
I'm
gotten.
shocked.
Ooh, yes.
You know,
I am.
Grandma's coming. Hold on. Grandma's like, hey, what did you do to piss your mom off?
Yes. Ooh. Okay. Good. All right. We're still good. Whew, I just gotta
gosh.
take a deep breath here.
Yeah,
All right.
well, we got a couple more minutes.
Oh my God! I
Fingers
just
crossed.
Everyone, just keep your
Grandma.
fingers crossed out there that Grandma doesn't get us
Kicked off.
kicked off. Glenn Close finds out we're showing this clip. She'll get pissed.
Yeah, and
All
if
right.
she finds out we're taking credit for this.
Oh yeah, because we were obviously taking credit.
Oh, now
yeah.
she's mad.
Oh, okay, so now she's mad. We discover that it's this relationship with his grandmother that had a major impact on JD and was what inspired him to make significant and positive changes in his life. Yes. So we all need to make
Listen,
positive changes.
Do you want me to drive this car into a brick wall?
Like the positive changes we made with the show, as you could tell. So it's like,
Yeah, get your shit
you
together.
know,
and life
yeah.
will be a better
Janet
place.
was sort of that character for us. I feel like she was like, "Look, if you guys don't get your shit together,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
out of an
out.
intern."
And then I'm like, Janet, we don't even pay you.
Yeah.
Although, side note, I love how our discussion didn't have anything to revolve around the movie, but this scene broke my heart. This scene and then the car driving scene. All of that made me sad.
Yeah.
This makes me sad.
I could have done better.
Yes, we all could do better. Are you gonna cry? Don't cry.
Well,
You got to
I.
decide.
Mm.
Oh my
oh.
God! And we made it.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow,
She's still
almost.
talking.
She's still talking. But you know, we got the gist
we got
of
the
that
gist of it.
scene.
Well, we're still
we
here.
don't need to see
That's a
anymore.
2021
and we're
accomplishment.
still here. We still got 4 people
I
watching.
can still hear people.
That's great.
Wow, that is shocking.
How about
to me.
that?
How about that? I don't
Yes.
even know what to do with my time now. Like, what
Yes.
do I do? Do I talk about the movie? Like, what the fuck?
Wow, I know. I don't even know where to
what is
start.
it that we do?
Yes.
Well, we do want to. Window shopping is okay as long as you don't buy, or you can buy it and return it. No, that's a bad. Handsome, free to look. Window shopping's okay. Okay.
So.
You go.
Oh yes. Oh.
You go.
So So Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, that's. Oh.
Well, this was.
Oh no, you can leave that up.
This
That's
was
fine.
Sound of Metal. I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you know what,
Elegy is cranky Amy Adams. One of those. Any of those where she's cranky. Like, yeah, there she goes.
Well, she.
Oh.
Oh, that's usually me when I wake up in the morning. Just in general.
That's how I felt 10 minutes before we started.
So
Anyway,
I can
what would
relate.
you like
That was
to-
probably the only thing I related to in this movie. Where to start, honestly? 'cause
Oh boy.
let me just start first with saying that Ron Howard, in my opinion, he used to make good movies. Lately, though, I feel like most of his movies, especially this one, to me, is just shameless Oscar bait. He just directs scenes, with like every scene is like this high tension, everybody's yelling, tearing up the scenery. Like, it's like, oh, like this is gonna be a scene they show when you get like an Oscar nomination and like they announce your name, like they're gonna show this clip. That's how I feel like he looks at the movie. Not like how can I tell the story the best way possible, but rather what is gonna get me awards recognition for this film. And like, I don't know, to be honest, I just feel like he's the wrong filmmaker for a movie about small town life, considering somebody who literally grew up in like the Hollywood bubble. I don't think he knows anything about small town life, to be honest. And there were scenes in this movie where I grew up in a small town most of my life, where I was just like, this is not something that would really like happen. And like, there was one scene where like the mother is having like a nervous breakdown and she's outside and she's pushing her daughter away. But before they show that, you see the son running in the street. You see all these people just like running in the street like it's fucking War of the Worlds or something to go see this woman have like a breakdown. And like, I just know like I've seen stuff like that in small town life, and yeah, maybe we looked out the window, maybe we stood on the porch and looked, but we weren't running the streets to see like what happened. And it's funny because I actually went and read the book after the movie because I was thinking, how can a movie so boring be based on like a #1 bestseller? Turns out like that scene, the way the author described it, who was there, he pretty much described it the way I would have expected to see it in a small town, like not the way it was portrayed in the movie. And that gets the next thing I want to talk about is like how poorly adapted this movie was. Because first off, the book. It's basically this guy's journey from being, this young, hillbilly with no ambition, and sort of his journey to go being like, going to be a straight A student, then, going into the Marine Corps, and then being like top of his class at Ohio State, and now he's at Yale studying to be a lawyer. But it seems like this movie only really wants to focus on all these terrible things that happened in his childhood, and that is literally like less than a quarter of what the book is about. And so like it doesn't even focus on the interesting things like that he experienced. And it also kind of too, like the movie also messes with the timeline of events, which I mean, okay, I get it. Like some movies, I get why you would do that because of you want to raise the stakes of something. Like for example, if you didn't notice from the clips, maybe because we were talking, or maybe you did, I don't know. Basically, the movie is like he's at Yale. He's got all these important, like, life-altering interviews coming up. And his sister calls him and says, like, you need to come down here and help me with this. And he has this important interview the next day. He literally drives 10 hours straight to get there. And, and the sister's just like, like, I got this barbecue coming up, like, I gotta buy hot dogs and buns, like, I need your help. And, like, these characters would not act this way. And also, this is not what happened in the book. He did not experience this while he was at Yale. He experienced something similar once he graduated and was married and working in Cincinnati, I think it was, where he had to go back and check his mother into a hotel. But none of this actually happened in real life. So this was just sort of made up for the movie. But doing that kind of changes the characterization of who these people are. Because I don't believe for 1 second he would risk a life-altering interview to go check up on his mother, who is, she OD'd but is fine, knowing that she's probably not going to take any of his help because she hasn't before in the past. I don't think for 1 second, the way they portrayed the sister in the movie, that she would tell him, you need to come down here now and take care of this, knowing that, like, he's worked so hard in his life to get where he is, and he has this one interview the next day that is so life-altering. I believe the sister would have told him, do the interview. If you have time afterwards, then please come down. I don't believe the sister would have done that, like, learning who the real person was from reading the book. And I just think that adapting the movie like that, I think just ruins, like, their dynamics with each other, and the characterization. Also, too, there were things that happened in the movie that didn't happen in the book. And again, that's common in adaptations. I get it, but, like, things that didn't make sense to me. Like, for example, there was a scene where the mother's boyfriend is kicking her out of the house. That she's living with, and it's kind of like he's having flashbacks of this time when he was a child and he's with his friends, and they, like, pressure him to, like, break into a store and, like, smash stuff, and that didn't happen either in the book either. But then it, like, edits those two scenes together, like, as if they're juxtaposing something. Like, I guess, like, in the present day, they're trying to say, like, he has anger issues, but why are you then juxtaposing that with scenes of him falling to peer pressure? That has nothing to do with anger issues at all. Like, if they were gonna make something up, make up a story where he, like, went off on, like, one of his mother's boyfriends when he was younger. Because, like, those two scenes, like, had nothing really in common with one another. One is about falling into peer pressure, and one's about, like, having anger issues. Like, those two scenes, and they were completely made up for the movie. So if you're gonna make something up, make it up and have it make sense. Like, where else do I go? So basically they take literally less than a quarter of the book that is sort of just run-of-the-mill family drama, which the book is not. And, and I just think, again, the interesting part of the book is his journey, like his entire journey. And I just want to say one last thing, please. There's criticism because, there's a big disconnect between, like, response from critics as well as response from audiences. And I think one of the answers to that is, again, like, I think this movie is just sort of a run-of-the-mill family drama. However, if you're not someone who watches a lot of movies, like you say, you're not a big movie watcher. I tend to see almost every movie that comes out every year. I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn here, but I've seen so many movies, everything from the big blockbusters to the independent films to international films. I've seen this movie done so many times before in the same way. But if you're someone who's not familiar with this type of story, I can maybe understand then being like, okay, I see why you like it. However, there's criticism of critics who are criticizing this movie as being poorly made by, like, people like Ben Shapiro out there, like, people like that, saying, like, oh, it's because you're dogging on this movie because you don't like the politics of these people. And that's bullshit. It's just a poorly adapted movie, poorly made. It has nothing to do with, like the politics of these people, which, yeah, the book concentrates on a little bit, but this movie doesn't. And it just concentrates it, and they say, like, oh, because, like, you don't believe that hard work can get you to where you want to be in life. I believe it does. However, this movie does not show that. It shows it literally in a 90-second montage towards the end of the movie. And I'm probably being generous with my seconds here. It's probably less than 90. But literally, like, why not show that? Like, why are you showing it in a 90-second montage? You're showing all this family drama crap, which, I mean, it's important to see, but that shouldn't be what the whole movie is about. And I think, you know, I think criticizing people, because those are, to me, valid arguments to say, like, oh, like, you don't believe, like, you're dogging on these people because of their politics, their way of life, and it has nothing to do with it. It just has to do with how I think the movie is made.
Whoa. Now I'm worried to say what I have to say. No? Because I know you hate it so much. This is where, okay, a lot of your things, you related it to the book and the adaptation.
Well, real quick, no, because I thought the movie was boring even when before I read the book. That's why I wanted to read the book, because I was like, and then it even made me madder. So
Well,
it didn't really have to do with the book. It just had to do with, like, it being a run-of-the-mill family drama.
Everything that you brought up, actually, I didn't have a problem with. I did things as a kid where you are expressing anger in ways that aren't the way that they should be expressed. I think you also have it. We got to think about when you're a child, your brain isn't fully developed. You're not thinking the way. I mean, I feel like only now am I really becoming an adult where I'm like, oh, maybe I should get my shit together. But none of those things bothered me. It was very believable to me. And then, yes, there was a lot of action. There was a lot of running down the street. There was a lot of all of these bad things. But what I think is you develop as a child. You develop as a child, and that is why the focus was on this. It wasn't on Yale. It wasn't on anything. It was about overcoming these obstacles of what you've been through, and to experience violence in a home affects you for the rest of your life, no matter how much you want to. I don't know. I didn't read the book. I watched the movie, and I loved the movie. And there is a quote. I wish I had it written down, but the sister, she wants him there because she's tired. She's so tired. She keeps doing it. And then as a son, I get it. Yes, she's overdosing. There's nothing you can do. You have a big interview tomorrow. Why are you going back? But it's this heartbreak of, you know, the toxic nature of the relationship. You know the violence in the relationship. You know all of the bad things. But that's still your family, you know? So I could, you know, it worked for me that he went back. And it worked for me, the sister, like, she almost died. That's a huge, you want to be back there for that regardless. Maybe that's the last, you don't know how bad it is, you know, and she's going to do it again. But that's the point of the story. When do you stop, you know, when do you start your own life, I guess? Because you have that tie to family, you have that tie to keep everybody safe, to keep everybody within your circle. And I liked this. What did the sister say? She says, I'm fine with the choices I made. She is married. She has kids. She's living, you know, next to her mother. Like, so her responsibility is taking care of her mother. And she said, that's fine. But she needed help. She didn't know what to do. She was over her head with the overdose. And then I won't talk too much long, because I know you hate this movie so much, and I'm interested to see what Shayla says, because I think she hated it too. But it worked. The anger worked for me. Everything worked for me. That moment as he's running from the car, I know you said you hated it, broke my, I bawled. I had a huge bawl, because you have this fear, but this connection. This fear, and the sister says, one of the heaviest things that I took with me was, you have to work through your own stuff, because this is, I wish I wrote it down, but she says something along the lines of, you need to make a choice, you need to deal with this now, you need to confront this before it continues to ruin your life. And that's what it was. It was the development of a child, and it was the development into an adult life. And yeah, they took liberties with the film. But maybe it was also an emotional connection too. That's the thing. Maybe it was something where it's like you watch this and you connect on a way that's more personal, And I guess I can see where you're coming from, but I was so connected on a personal level that I got lost by everything else.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything else because I was there in the story. And I know I don't know if that's naive, but
I get what you're saying. You do relate to the story. However, I mean, like I said, there's been so many stories like this told, and the way they tell it is just, so it's just, there's nothing special about the way it's directed, and to the point where it almost feels exploitative. Like they're exploiting the story, like just to tug at people's heartstrings almost. Like, yeah, people like stories with like this, I feel like, and it doesn't really like, it didn't feel like there was a real connection from the filmmaker in the story to me. It just felt like, this is a movie that's going to tug at people's heartstrings.
Well, and
so let's get this out.
Somebody
That's
as
how
a movie
it
buff,
felt.
I can see that.
And
For
it
you
felt
watching
exploited.
everything, yeah.
It almost felt they were exploiting the story.
But I
to
don't
me.
watch things like
didn't-
this. They make me cry, so I refuse. And so I'm not familiar with this, I guess, because I avoid these types at all costs. But let's bring up, what did we bring? Did you have anything?
Oh, no.
Isaac, you better not like this movie, because Rev's going to be mad. I'm kidding. Shayla, no, I get it. You are good at, I admire your history and your knowledge about film. And I don't have that. So I can see that. But me and my naive little world, I'm like, oh, we do have Amy Adams' makeup and the stills look amazing. It reminds me, did anyone, you talked about that.
Oh, yeah, we could discuss that
Did
perhaps.
did any see the photo of Kristen Stewart as Diana, hair and makeup?
Yeah.
I was shocked by that.
We could discuss that after
Yeah,
this
let's discuss
review.
that after.
Yeah.
So sorry, I just wanted to make sure, we still have people, so that's exciting. Shayla,
Hello.
we're so sorry.
You're fine. I just want to say, Rob, you were on fire just now. That was awesome. Like,
But I liked it.
but no, opinions aside, I just love when Rob gets like when he digs in and just goes for it. That was
James Corden
mwah.
will forever be my favorite.
James
was
Corden
a-
hatred energy. Love it.
Watch coffee. Have coffee to that.
Right. So I do agree with Rob, but Melissa, like, I see what you mean. I feel like it is an exploitative movie. And I feel like
Was
the
I
fact that
exploited? Is that what happened to me?
No, but I think what I said before, like if you're someone who's familiar, you've seen this done so many times, like in the same way, nothing special was really done. Like it is exploited. But if you're somebody who's not familiar with that type of movie, it may not seem that way to you.
yeah, I feel like that was my issue with it. There was nothing special about it. I feel like there were so many moments where I was like, okay, you keep talking about this long, volatile history between these characters who obviously have very intense emotion, but I feel like it was exploitative because I feel like you just showed only the worst. There was no nuance. Every moment that they showed took place in such a short span of time. Like, you don't get a full sense of who these characters are. You get like grown-up JD Vance, and then you get child JD Vance, and then you see like how it's hard now and how it was hard then. But like, I feel like there's no subtlety. You don't get a sense that like these characters are tired. You don't get a sense that these characters have been dealing with these issues for a long time. Like, they say it, it's in the dialogue, but like,
you have to keep going though. Like, you have to keep, because if you're always depressed, like, and then when you think about your development and how you grew up and stuff, you never like.
well, it's not that I want to see a character like trying to drag themselves out of the mud all the time, because life is not just like one valley. It really is. It's up and down. Everyone knows
They
that.
kind of showed the cards when she takes him to get cards, and like, oh, here, let's get something nice for you. She tried, but the trying overwrote the. I'll stop. I keep cutting you off. I think the sensitive moments were lost. Like the moments when she didn't take him to go get the cards. I think those things were kind of lost when you have, I don't know, acting or writing that seemed a little bit too big. Like, life is not going to be clean. Like, people do run down the street screaming. People do hit their children. Like, horrible things happen all the time. But like, it seemed, I don't know if it was the direction or if it was the actors' choices. It almost seemed like they were playing caricatures, not full-fledged people. Like, I felt like I was watching someone pretend to be an abusive mother. I watched someone pretend to be a gritty grandma. Like, I wasn't watching people living and struggling. Like, there's something disingenuous about it. And I wanted to buy into it.
Movie really disingenuous. I felt.
Yeah, like Sharp Objects is not obviously the same story as this, but when I think about Amy Adams playing a character in a very dysfunctional family, it just seemed like she was a little bit outside of herself. It was like she was overcompensating for maybe the writing. Like the story was there. I agree with Melissa.
I've seen that manicness, though.
But it's not that the manicness isn't real. It's not that the emotion is not genuine. It's that the performances weren't. That's my issue with
I'm not
it.
going to stop talking until you say, never mind, I liked it. Well, hey,
I'm
this
not
is,
gonna give you that.
Our fun time of the night where I'm going to excuse myself because if I don't pee, I'm going to die. But I'd love to hear what Isaac has to say. So bring up... Did you say everything, Shayla? I was waiting so hard for you.
I think I did. I was let down by this movie. I was really hoping for something better.
Isaac, and then talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back as a classy lady I am. Bye. I was actually gonna crawl under the table to be classier, so you wouldn't know I was gone. But
Can you get by?
Oh, thank you for taking me off the screen. That was not a good show.
But yeah,
Yes,
I did love it.
Okay, so Janet, we could do a close up of Isaac now and get his opinion. Perfect. Isaac,
Okay, so Rob, Shayla, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I simply love this movie. I'm sorry, I love this movie. And I love the movie because I can relate to everything that was happening so bad. I literally saw my whole life being played on that screen, on this Netflix screen. Like, the only difference is take out Amy Adams' drug addiction in her character and insert bipolar and schizophrenic, which is what my mother was. And everything that this kid literally went through is everything I went through in my household with my mother. From the abuse, from the struggling, okay, I'm moving to New York, okay, my sister's calling me, asking me to come back home and help. Okay, but I have this audition, I booked this show. What do I have to do? And I truly believe, and I disagree with that part, Rob, but you was like, you didn't think that his sister. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me start by saying this. I came to this movie with a fresh set of eyes because I did not read the book. But even if I had read the book and I realized they was turning this book into a film, I still would have come to it with a fresh set of eyes. Only because I automatically know that when Hollywood takes a book and turns it into a film, it's rarely, if ever at all, going to be the same thing.
Wow.
And that's not just with this movie. It happens constantly, all the time. And we can all sit here and go through the movies that come from books, and we all know that it's never the same. So, like,
the general story of the book and the general story of the movie are two different. I get it's not going to be 100% perfect adaptation, but it felt like they didn't even read the book. They read a summary of it on Wikipedia because it was just the themes discussed in the book are not even the same in the movie.
Well, I mean, and I give you that. That's probably true. That's probably true. But I didn't read the book, so I can't. The book, okay, but I'm looking at the movie. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying everything I saw in this movie was literally my life being played out. Because me and my sister, we were raised by my maternal grandmother. Because my mom was in and out of tuitions the whole time. My father was never around. This boy's father was never around. And one thing the grandmother, played by Glenn Close, said to that boy in a car was that you have to decide what kind of man you want to be. You have to decide that. Because nobody else in your family is rooting for you. I, as your grandmother, is rooting for you, but I'm not going to be here forever. So you have to decide right now what kind of man you want to be.
And that's why they.
So I mean, that's why I did.
And I'm not saying
it could have gone other ways.
And I'm not saying focus that's not a bad story. I'm just saying that's the cliche part of the book that they're just focusing on that I've seen so many times before. I would have liked to have seen something different. I've seen child abuse portrayed in film and how people deal with it, and there was just so much more to the story that they could have shared with people through film. They just focused on those things, but we've seen that so many times. And I guess it's not my problem that like, okay, it was poorly adapted. It was just my problem that like that's all they got out of the book. They didn't take anything else away. And like, yeah,
Jesus.
like what you explained, that's beautiful. Like that's a great story, but there's so much more, and we've seen that so many times.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, where do you draw the line from like film appreciation, which you have? You're brilliant at it. That's why we started this show, and that's why I'm not. I'm just here to be fun because I'm like I liked it, but I can get that. I can get that. But when it's like me, who doesn't have that, I wouldn't say appreciation, but not that background. I never did the. I don't know. It was just never my thing. So like, where do you take it and just accept this? I don't know, but I hear you. You don't want.
I know,
mean,
and that's why, and I see what you're saying, Melissa, and that's why I said that a lot of times when Hollywood takes movies from books, I already know in my mind going into seeing that movie, okay, it's not going to be the same thing. They're going to take all kind of liberties. They're going to rearrange everything. So for me.
Because I was.
So
like,
for
this
me,
is
and
so
like Rob, I
frustrating,
understand
this
what
story.
you, but Rob, I understand what you're saying. But like just for me, how I always do it, no matter what. Like for example, like The Color Purple is one of my favorite movies, and that came from a novel too. But the movie, directed by Steven Spielberg, has Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey. It was a great movie, but it wasn't the same as the book. But it's just like, no matter what, I automatically know that when Hollywood takes a movie from a novel, it's not going to be the same. So with me, I've always done this. I always look at it as two separate entities.
Right.
So then
Because
I
it's
think
not going to be the same.
I only have to say books as movies. I wish Running with Scissors. Has anybody read that?
No, but
No.
I've read
No.
other books from him.
It's
from
a
the author.
beautiful. I mean, it's very interesting. He takes his childhood, which was very, very, just this roller coaster of events. Is one thing after another after another. Yet he turns it into like some sort of humor. And the movie, I will show everybody this movie. I need to show you guys this movie. That is the first movie where I was like, wow, it did the book justice.
Yeah. And I get that. But I guess, what I'm saying is I saw the movie first, and I said to myself, how can a best-selling book have such a cliched story? That's why I read the book, because I was just like curious, like what did people see in the book? Because like this story, like I said, we've heard, like so many people have experienced this and talked about it, and that's why I went and read the book and was shocked. Like that's all they wanted to
Shayla read the
focus
book
on.
too. Like what was
So
her...
I wasn't somebody who read the book first and was like, wow, it's an amazing book. They didn't do it justice. I was really like, I have to read the book now because I wanted to see like what people saw in the book that was so special when the movie wasn't.
This is where I
That's
take
right.
issue with the writing because, like you're saying, like I think the writing seemed very cliche. Like literally, the dialogue was cliched to me because the story itself is obviously something that people we know and love, Isaac and Melissa, like can relate to. Like I can relate to this. I didn't have that exact same background growing up, but like I've seen this in my family. I've seen this in family friends. Like this is not a foreign story, but like I feel like the way that the dialogue was written pared it down to something so easily, like almost something so commercial almost. Like I that's what I was missing. Like it's a hard story to tell, but it didn't feel genuine. It seemed like someone who wrote the screenplay didn't emotionally connect to the material. Like I wish someone who had more sensitivity could have written the dialogue and said, because there is an important story to tell, and like yeah, it's not exactly what was covered in the book, but like there's something went wrong between the book and the way it was written on the page, like the intent and the result. Like something definitely went wrong because Glenn Close and Amy Adams could like literally read the phone book and I'd watch them do it, but there was something about this that seemed disingegenuine, like something about this that seemed very forced, and it's not fair to any of the characters the way that they were written. I think.
We'll have to read. I'll have to read it actually. I'd be interested.
Okay, and maybe I should read the book too, because like I said, I just didn't read the book. I just saw this movie, and I was just like, and again, maybe I'm a little biased again because it was like I was watching my whole life being played on the screen. You see what I'm saying? And that really, I was like, But one thing I will say about this movie is that what it taught me was is that we are all more alike than different. And I say that because growing up dealing with my own personal situation, I just thought, oh my God, I'm in this crazy African American black family. My mom's literally leaving the house, running down the street with all the neighbors in the neighborhood, like coming outside, watching it. And I only thank God that in the late 90s and early 2000s, we didn't have really like cell phones like that, or that shit would have been all over the internet. Like, but you know what I'm saying? I related to it so much that I think I was just, that the things that you're saying, Shayla, and the thing that you're saying, Rob, is not that I don't agree and think that what you're saying has any sound validity to it. It's just that the fact that I connected with it on such a deep personal level that everything you're saying is just like, oh, whatever.
It's irrelevant.
And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just I just can't, cause like I said, maybe like if I read the book, I could probably be like, oh, okay, I see where Rob was coming from. Oh, I see where Shayla was coming from.
You said how
But
it shows people, and I know other people.
Oh yeah, because like what I was saying was it showed that for me, like going back to that, like I was like, I'm a little boy seeing my mom going through all this. And I'm experiencing as a child, among other things in the household, as a result of that, I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm the only one experiencing this. I'm in this crazy black family and all these white neighbors, as well as other ethnicities, but all these white people coming outside looking at my crazy black family. Oh my God, what do they think of us? To see in this movie that somebody of a different skin color also experienced the same thing, that showed me that we are more alike than we are different. And as me sitting here as a 35-year-old man, I just got that revelation right now. You understand what I'm saying? I really saw it.
And what I liked about this movie, and maybe like exactly like Isaac says, I'm not. It's not that I'm not listening to you, Shayla or Rob. I am. Like, I'm probably like, Rob came up a little early, and I was like, no, I liked it. And he was like, but all these things. And I was like, So it's not that I'm not like trying, but I think what it is that, let's be real. We all, if we have I mean, everybody has a troubled background. Like, everybody has things in their life that they don't want to, like address or live through again. So where is it that you stop playing the victim card? Right? And that's what I've been learning in my life, not only with working for toxic environments. You've been a part of some of those. Either waitressing or bartending or some of the productions I've done. I would always be a victim. Oh, look how terrible they are. Oh, look at everything I'm doing. Oh, da 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 da. Like, just appreciate me. Like, I just want validity. And there is a sense of, it's easier to say, well, everybody's out to get me. I'm a victim. And that is a hard thing. If you have a rough establishment in your confidence as a youth, you're going to struggle with that, and you're going to blame people for your problems because that's what you've done. I've had a hard time. Of course, I'm a little bit of a shit show mess, but I have to pull up that quote from that sister because I'll find it. I'll never do it. I say I will, but I won't. But it was like, when do you start making decisions for yourself? And when do you say, okay, everybody does have it bad. Now I need to be and I've been making those choices. I've been leaving work environments that were treating me in a way where I was like, at least I know that I'm not supposed to be treated like this. And instead of just sitting around and taking it, I mean, it's a very scary thing to do, is to quit too. Because you'd rather say, oh, my boss is an idiot. I mean, we did that in our places of work. We were like, fuck Isaac too. Yeah, I think all three of us had a lovely little rendezvous with Isaac probably hated us because Rob and I were always like, do the dance, Rob.
The dance?
Wouldn't it be of midnight? And then we would just go through the bar and we'd just be singing. And I'm sure Isaac was like, fuck these people, man. And we're like, I don't know how that story happened, but when do you start? And that was the point. That was yes, you had all these bad things happen. Yes, you could wallow in self-pity. Yes, you can give up and miss your interview. But he did the right thing to go, and the strongest moment, and it's going to be cliche, don't be mad at me, but the strongest moment was when she says, stay with me. And she's crying and it's a very emotional moment. Stay with me, spend the night with me. And there has to be that, okay, this is gonna keep happening. Do I stay? And that is a hard thing, because I've had those moments where it's like, okay, this isn't good for me, but there's a connection there, there's a bond, there's a family. Like let's Isaac too. Like, when do you stop releasing that?
Yeah.
When do you start your own life? Because that's what this kid did. He made his own choice. He went to, he took the interview, or shit, oops. Well, oopsies.
Well, I mean, he took the interview. I mean, you ain't telling the whole movie, but like but that's important. But that's just important for people to know.
Right. Like, when do you, because he could have been like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, let me sleep with you tonight. Like, well, not, oh, that's terrible. But another side of Hillbilly Elegy. But, I don't know. I feel like we should let this go, because we're almost hitting 2 hours, and we have, some people wanting to say stuff. But, like, does anybody have anything to say, Isaac, Shayla?
I do, actually.
Last thought.
I guess my last
Final
thought is, if we're gonna comment on what Ben Shapiro said, and I have so many issues with him, that is something that I was looking for, was the political aspect. Since the book was so profound in the way that it described what led to like Trumpism, how it shaped, like how it shaped politics, or politics shaped the story. Like, I do wish I'd seen a little bit more of that. I think like there was obviously a story in the movie that like didn't need that, but I do wish I'd seen that. I think that would have been interesting and would have grounded me a little bit more in it. Not because the story wasn't important to tell, but because I was curious about it. I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can blame people for not liking it because of the politics when it didn't even show that.
It didn't even show the politics at all.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that.
We'll read it.
And when I saw it, I guess, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Shayla and Rob had such a foundation of what the book really was versus what got transpired on the screen. And like I said, I didn't read the book. So I'm just like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but I know what I know. And like I said, everything that Rob was saying, I mean, Rob, you went in. Like, everything he was saying, like, you wasn't playing with this movie. You wasn't
He
playing.
committed. He made a choice.
Right, and Taylor, you kind of went in too a little bit, girlfriend. You kind of went in too, but like Rob really went in. It's like Rob was playing. But like I said, based on both you guys saying, it's not that I just can't. I'm not disregarding what y'all say, and I don't want y'all to think that. It's just because what you had to say, Shayla, and what you had to say, Rob, it was very important, and there's a lot of truth and validity in it. But it was just like, again, I just saw my life on that screen.
Can I say closing thoughts? I'm going to have the last word on this. But what a beautiful thing when Rob and I started this, I wanted to be like, okay, I mean, we both did, but media is whitewashed. The world is whitewashed. Like, that's why the Thanksgiving turkey wanted to kill all the white people, because whatever, that movie was fun.
Because that movie was beautifully done.
Isaac brought up, it was and Isaac, this is a whole nother level to you. Let me tell you how you feel about this. To be like, I am a black family surrounded by white families, and say, okay, that might not have been the thing, but it was. It is an added element to, okay, not only are these things happening, but I'm surrounded by white neighbors in the fucking 80s, right? Let's date everybody.
90s to early 2000s, girl. I'm not that old. Like,
I know. Your rewind takes years off. But it was just interesting to be like, it wasn't just the opinions of all of us from different backgrounds. And I think it's kind of funny that Rob and Shayla kind of felt one way and Isaac and I felt the other. It's funny how history and color of the skin is such a talked about thing, but it also affects, when Isaac says, it's good to know that people also had these things. I thought it was just my problem. And it's because we're putting into a world where, look at all the movies, they're all white. Like everything, like luckily like Sound of Metal, like we're sort of getting there. We're not there yet. We're not anywhere close. But it's the fact that we can all connect on one thing and have completely different cultural backgrounds but still relate to something, I just think is, I liked this conversation. I thought it was heavy, and it was funny that, thank God it wasn't just me and Rob, like, watching something stupid. We liked it! It was We're fine. But we are hitting 2 hours. Do we want to bring this? Does anybody? I don't want to cut anybody off, but wonderful. This we can come back to this. Amy Adams' makeup in the stills looks amazing. It reminds me, did anyone see the photo of Kristen Stewart as Diana? Hair and makeup needs, which I'm very surprised by this, but hopefully.
Okay, and I have just sidebar. I have a problem with Kristen Stewart.
Well, I think
But
everybody does.
we go,
Special Kristen
like,
Stewart
and
episode.
I'm like, who is she playing, and what is happening right now, and why? But that's a whole nother conversation we need to have, because
Watch
we.
her fucking blow it out of the water.
Okay, so me,
Because she started young. Twilight, she's what? Fifth? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
I'm not a huge Kristen Stewart fan. I think she's okay as well. Let me put it this way: I never saw the Twilight movies. They looked terrible. I heard they were
I think I
terrible.
saw
Oh, I didn't see
saw
none of
one.
them either, baby.
She's
So
been
good,
doing-
Rob. Good job.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, read the book. You might like it.
Okay.
Oh.
But she's been having. Some of her recent films have been pretty good. And I've liked
Did
them.
people like
Not
her
necessarily.
in Charlie's Angels? She was getting compliments for that.
I didn't like that movie.
Oh my God! Like I
That was
refuse to.
okay.
Okay, let me just say this: the same way I feel about Katie Holmes, I feel about Kristen
Wait, can we zoom in on- oh my
Stewart.
God, can we zoom
That's
in
all
on
I'm
Isaac?
saying. Like,
Isaac, I want you to do that one more time, buddy, because you did the facial expressions that you had. Say it one more time.
no, I'm not gonna do it again.
Oh, give it to us. That's what you're here for. Oh my God, why do we have you?
Katie Holmes, Kristen Stewart. I don't like I just. Oh my God. Okay, that's a conversation for another day because we already running too long.
I know.
But
That's okay. They're on our time. You want to go 4 hours? Fuck it. We'll talk about it. Again.
no.
We also have. Ooh, let's.
Well, I
let's-
did. I
Oh,
wanted
I'm
to finish
so
my
sorry.
comment before you cut me off before. Yes, so I was just gonna say, like, she has been in better movies in recent years. There were some, like, there was Personal Shopper. There was one called Certain Women with Laura Dern and Michelle Williams that she was in. That was pretty good.
Michelle Williams probably made that movie good. Don't do that, Rob. Don't try to give her. Don't give Kristen Stewart credit. Michelle, when you said Laura Dern, them two make that movie good. She didn't.
I'm
So
not saying it's
stop.
because of Kristen Stewart. I'm not saying it was good because of her. She's been starring in better movies. Let's just put
Because
it
her
that way.
co-stars are good.
Yes. However, the director of this movie, Pablo Larraín, I think he's a fantastic filmmaker. He did the Jackie film with Natalie Portman. He's from Argentina. He has a lot of films in Spanish that are really good. He's like one of the top acclaimed directors currently out there making movies. And I can't imagine he would cast Kristen Stewart in this movie without her having to do a bunch of auditions and screen tests. And so I'm willing to give her a chance
too.
on this.
Well, that's
and I will be the first, if her performance ends up being terrible, I will be
No,
the first
Rob.
person
No,
on here to say
Rob.
so. But I'm willing
I'm
to give her
pretty
a
sure
chance.
she's had tons of auditions and screen tests for other bullshit she put out. You can't use that as an excuse for this movie, Rob.
So
That's
I
not
have to
working.
say that, as a fan of The Crown, Emma Corrin played Princess Diana in this most recent season, and it was just like so good. Like I cannot stress how excellently she portrayed her. It's hard to think of anyone else playing her because I think what is her name? She was married to Liev Schreiber. I see her face.
Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts. She played Diana a few years ago, and it was a
movie she
flop.
did where she played Princess Diana.
Yeah, and it did not go well. I feel
was
like
terrible.
she's a mysterious woman in our mind. She was a mysterious woman in history. She was complicated. She was well loved. And I feel like she's a hard person to capture because she's not like Marie Antoinette where we can like embellish her. Like people who are alive today knew her, loved her, like spent time with her. I feel like Emma Corrin was so good and so specific. It kind of just ruined all other potential actors to play Diana, and also Kristen Stewart. It is true, she's been in better movies lately, but I don't know if her acting has changed. It's definitely better than it was in Twilight, but like I don't instantly think of her as someone who's dynamic and mysterious and complicated. I kind of just think of her as like kind of
Well, her
hot
face will never have
and
any
skinny.
expression, so I think it'll be fine. We'll always.
And also, real quick, I'm curious. I know we're almost 2 hours, but I'm curious on some people's opinions. Also, Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball.
No.
What's happening?
No, I
No.
don't know. What? Like, okay.
I think she's gonna
so,
be good. Honestly,
you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna go too in. I'm not gonna.
Lucille Ball.
She's playing Lucy. I just don't understand that casting choice. And like the thing is, like I don't have a problem with Nicole Kidman. Like she's done a lot of good things, you know. But it's just this particular casting. I'm just not. I don't know where it came from and why her. There's so many other actresses who can actually do the comedy.
Who would you cast?
Okay.
Deborah Messing.
Deborah Messing.
Deborah Messing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sailor,
Deborah
yes.
Messing.
Deborah
Here
Messing.
is the thing. Deborah Messing played. I know she imitated Lucille Ball on Will and Grace, but she imitated the character she played in a TV show.
Yeah.
Lucille Ball is as the person is completely different from the character.
She was a wonderful one.
Well, no, actually, she didn't really have a sense of humor. They said like she was a better actress than comedian. That's why she was so funny. In real life, she really didn't have a sense of humor. She wasn't like a jokey kind of person behind the scenes. And I think you need a good dramatic actress to capture both of those. You know,
That's true.
I guess it just also depends with. Oh, I'm sorry, Shayla. I didn't mean to cut you off. Say what you need to say.
Well,
baby.
just
Go ahead.
thinking of Nicole Kidman in a kind of comedic role, like I don't instantly think of it, but I think of her performance in Stepford Wives, and she was great. Like she did get to play silly, she did get to play very like big and dramatic. Like she did. It was a fun movie, but she had she has the range. We know
and
she has
did
the
give a
range,
really
but she was great.
performance in the Gus Van Sant film To Die For, which I love that movie, and she was so funny. And that, so she can do comedy.
But like I guess I'm wondering what direction they're gonna go in with the movie.
It's about
Are they gonna go on the more dramatic route, or it's gonna be on more the comedy
Aaron
route?
Sorkin is writing and directing, so they'll be dramatic, but probably have comedic bits
She
in
also
it.
had a rough life. Like
And-
her husband was always cheating on her.
Yeah, so and that's what it's going to
They
focus
stay
on,
friends.
their relation. It's a week in their
Okay.
relationship where they decided
They had
to
a kid
get
together.
divorced or whatever. So yeah, that's what
I
it's
wonder,
about.
does anybody know who's going to play Desi?
Javier
It's always
Bardem.
Javier Bardem.
Really? I can't see him.
I was shocked about that too. But like I guess we just gotta wait and see what it's gonna be like because I was one of the ones that was like Nicole Kidman.
What about Bryce? What about Bryce Dallas Howard?
No.
Sheila, I know
No.
you're a big fan of hers.
You better get out of my face, Rob.
You don't like her?
I don't
She's a
dislike her.
watered down version of Jessica Chastain,
Yes.
basically.
Okay, first off, they both look.
Welcome to our
Oh my God,
podcast.
they both to me kind of look alike.
I mean, there's
So
all
like
kinds of
I
things.
guess that I see them as having different acting sounds. Like I just recently saw this other movie on Netflix with Jessica Chastain in it, and she was playing like this spy or something, and it was like a lot of action
Oh,
and like
Ava.
she did her own. Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good.
I didn't see it, but I love Jessica Chastain. I love her. She would
Yeah.
actually maybe play a good Lucille Ball.
Yeah. Well, on that
So I
note-
like.
Well, on that note, this will never end.
Yeah,
because
No,
this
it
is
won't.
endless. We won't know until the movie comes out who should have played.
Right.
Something about like.
Okay, I got another random question for y'all real fast, and I know we really gotta go.
One more quick
But did
question.
y'all see the biopic about Judy Garland on Hulu? It was it starred Renee
No.
Zellweger,
Renee
Judy.
Not yet.
I saw it.
Okay, you need to watch that. Okay, just watch that because it's really good. I personally think she did a good job. So just a little sidebar. Okay, and then we done.
Well, I read the biography and this is shit. No, I love how Rob gets so passionate though, because there's a little bit of jealousy because when I watch something, I'm like, eh. But I'm passionate about other things, like people I hate. So, we share things. Let's wrap up these people.
You
Nicole,
people.
Kidman is
Thank
so
you, Michael
wrong.
Scott.
We also
God,
have
Kidman is so
your
wrong.
outfit.
Oh, thank you. My VP
And
looks
then
like me,
yes to
okay?
everything
Shout out to
Shayla has
India.
said.
Say,
Oh my God, you guys! Thank
Jessica
you.
Chastain would be good too. Oh yeah. Well, although Lucille Ball was like 46, 47 when her and but they had such a rough history. Like, it was always happening. He would never come home. He was
Wow,
always.
wow.
Let's keep going for another 15
Yeah, we
minutes.
could tell
Let's
us
talk
more.
about Desi now. Okay,
Melissa, tell
stop
us more.
asking
All right,
questions.
well, we're gonna
about-
celebrate because we didn't get
We
shut down
made a
tonight.
show.
So everybody, please have a drink in our
Yes, have
honor.
a shot.
Oh.
They're still going down.
And let's hope that it's a good rest of the
Yes.
run for the year.
You know what I'm gonna end this on? And I'm gonna hit. Thank you so much, Isaacs. Thank you so much. This was a fun show, actually. Probably because it's the only show that made it up in time. It's probably a fucking train wreck, and we're like, that went well. We didn't get shut down. But we'll end this on. I think that was it, right? We're done.
Yeah, we're done. Okay.
All right. We
Okay.
had credits, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not-
gonna work on the credits for the future, but we worked on not trying to get blocked tonight, which
Yeah,
didn't
and that
happen,
actually
so-
we are very.
Speaking of which, why did that happen?
Get off, Isaac. Nothing happened. We're doing it well. We're fine. Everything is fine. It's because.
Okay, but I gotta go anyway because I gotta go to the grocery store for that clothes. I just want to say I love all of you guys. And Shayla, I hope I get to see you in person one day because girl, we still ain't met in person.
You
yet.
When
Yes,
there's
oh my
no
God, they're not gonna
virus,
shut us up. It's gonna be great. I can't
Right.
wait to watch it.
All right, I'll see y'all later. I gotta go.
Oh, okay, bye.
well, it's been a really fun night. Thank
Let's
you
just
everybody
end
for
on what
watching.
this looks like.
And we'll just show you this.
Yeah,
And we're
this
gonna
looks
go.
good. This is why the show happened.
This is why. This is very
Yeah.
difficult. This is
This
why
is-
it's so hard.
But it's here.
But we
did
figured it out.
Isaac,
And-
you have to go. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, but we figured it out, and
Yeah. Good night.
now
I
it's
guess.
smooth sailing from
And
here.
we'll end that on James Corden.
I said all I had to say last